Good afternoon and happy Friday. So today's video was supposed to be on avocados because that was the request that I got. Unfortunately, I have yet to see a ripe avocado this week at work, and I was going to open one and show you guys the best way to pit them and everything, so that's going to have to wait till next week. The other reason that I can't do a video on avocados is because today I can't eat one because I'm fasting. So, guess what today's video is on? Fasting. That's right. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about why you should fast periodically, why you should juice fast or water fast, depending on what your needs are and what your activity level is. And I'm going to tell you some pros and cons of the process. So, the first major thing you want to know is that fasting is good for the body, because it relieves the body of digestive work so it can focus on detoxifying. The digestive process is the most physically and energetically taxing process that the body goes through. So when it realizes that it doesn't have to do that process at the moment, it goes, ooh, I have energy here I'm not using. Let's do something that wasn't getting done before. Kind of like, you use your energy on your work day to work, and then you get home and you're like, yeah, I'll do the dishes tomorrow. Well, it's kind of like your body taking the day off, and then not only can it do the dishes, but it can also, clean the drapes and do the laundry and all that other stuff that it hasn't gotten done in weeks and months. So, that's the main benefit. As the influx of new toxins is reduced, toxin elimination continues. So even though you're not eating things, toxins are still being eliminated. Hence why sometimes, even though you're fasting, I haven't eaten anything all day, you'll have diarrhea or you'll have, really hard stools depending on what you're eliminating. So, that's that. Fat stored chemicals such as pesticides are released during fasting days, so you'll have that to eliminate. So I just did a little bit of a brush up on fasting from the book, again, the big book of nutritional happiness, Prescription for Nutritional Healing, Phyllis A. Bulk, CNC, page 787 through 790, I think it was, just to refresh myself on the benefits of fasting. So the book recommends that you fast 3 days a month and a 10-day fast twice a year. Now, this is a juice fast that it's recommending. According to the literature, a water fast only may be too harsh or may release toxins too quickly. It depends on your level of toxicity. I would say that if you are severely overweight or have a huge toxic buildup, you drink alcohol, you smoke cigarettes, anything like that, start with the juice fasting. If you're already on a good path, you're, already raw all the time, or just generally doing it for health and you don't have any major concerns, go ahead and do a water fast for a short period of time. Some people water fast for up to 40 days. Some people go longer than that. I'm not going to talk about those people today. I really don't want my viewers to do anything too extreme, partially because I would feel bad if they hurt themselves, and partially because I don't want to be held responsible for telling them it was okay to do it. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather not have a lawsuit because I don't have any money. So, if you have a chronic condition like diabetes, cancer, anything major, only fast under the supervision of a medical professional. So, ask your doctor, your naturopathic doctor, your therapist. I don't care who you ask. Just make sure somebody's keeping an eye on you. And if you're pregnant or nursing, don't fast at all. Wait until that process is over. So, when you start a fast, either a juice fast or a water fast, you want to make sure that the 2 days before you start, you eat only raw, fresh fruits and vegetables. I make sure that I get a really heavy raw salad right before I start. So yesterday afternoon at 3 or so, I had my raw zucchini noodles, yellow squash noodles, with cashew cream sauce on them, which I know is nuts, not fruits and vegetables, but the heaviness makes it feel like you don't want to eat anyway. So that will keep you from, reaching for the fridge late night saying, oh, forget it, I can't do this or whatever. Because when you start on it and you've done it for hours and hours, once your body kicks into the ketosis state, you don't want to be feeding yourself cooked foods especially, but you don't want to be feeding yourself solid foods as well. When you come off the fast, you want to start really light juices, fruits and vegetables. Don't do cooked foods right off. That will completely reverse the whole process. The whole healing cycle that you just went through will be completely null and void. Don't chew gum when you're fasting. It will start the digestive process going, and then when you don't feed your stomach, that will cause all kinds of discomfort that you just don't even want to deal with. Now, there are other discomforts that you may have to deal with as far as the whole fasting process goes. I've got the list of them right here. Fatigue, body odor, dry or scaly skin, itchy skin, which was not on the list from the book, but I get itchy. Skin eruptions, headaches, dizziness, irritability. I get that one. Oh, you don't want to see me after the first 12 hours. Anxiety, confusion, nausea, coughing, diarrhea, dark urine, dark or foul-smelling stools, body aches, insomnia, sinus or bronchial discharge, and visual or auditory disturbances. Now, when I go through this process, sometimes I get dizzy. Usually after the first 30 hours or so, I start getting really dizzy, but I get irritable. I get itchy skin. I get confused. I can't do simple math problems. Okay, sometimes I can't do them anyway, but I can't do, logical thinking. I can't do anything that requires a lot of focus or attention or even memory recognition. So and this is just when water fasting. When you're juice fasting, you should be able to maintain your normal, daily activity. But when you're water fasting, you shouldn't drive, you shouldn't operate heavy machinery, obviously. You pretty much should just stay indoors under a blanket, do light yoga, go for short walks. I might go for a walk later today because I'm just doing the water thing. I'd love to do some yoga. You want to avoid strenuous exercise, regardless of which type of fast you're doing, but if you're doing water only, you don't want to work out. You don't even want to go for a light run on the treadmill or anything. Just keep it easy. Stay in bed or stay on the couch, read a book. Try not to watch anything visually disturbing. Like if you want to watch TV, go ahead, but don't watch the news. Don't watch any particularly graphically violent shows. And you'll notice I'm clearing my throat a lot, and that has a lot to do with the fasting too. I've got things coming out of my head that are not usually dealt with when the digestive process is going on. It's kind of icky. I'm sorry. Not to mention everybody at work has been sick lately, so I figure if I give my body a time to relax and just get the immune processes working the way they're supposed to, then hopefully I won't get sick. I think I mentioned that up here. I'm just looking at my notes real quick. Well, maybe it was in the book and I didn't write it down, but so when you're sick, that's one of the best times to fast because your body needs to be doing those processes, plus you probably took the day off of work anyway, and acute conditions, colds and flus, and colon conditions too, I guess, are most responsive to fasting, which is great, but chronic things like cancer, diabetes, the big ones are not quite as responsive to fasting. So when you're sick, you're laid up at home, just try not to eat. And if you're planning the fast anyway, wait till your day off and do it then. like I'm doing. I think I'm going to do water today and then juice tomorrow and Sunday because I have to work, and then water on Monday because I don't have to work and I can just sit at home. The last thing I want to talk about, I've got a couple minutes left, is dry brushing. You know how I mentioned that the skin gets really itchy? Mine does, at least. Get yourself one of these, the Yerba Prima. Okay, oh, it's upside down. Yerba Prima dry skin brush. It's got the hard bristles. It kind of feels like a horse brush. And you want to take it and you want to start farthest away from the heart. I'm trying to start on my wrist here. And then you want to brush towards the heart. And you want to do that all the way around each limb. And you want to do it on your back. You want to try to avoid doing it on the breasts or sensitive areas because that will just irritate them. And that you want to do right before you take a shower, so all of the dead skin cells are being brushed away, and then what is left on the skin you can just wash down the drain. So I think that's it for this time. If you have any questions that you'd like me to cover in another video, or if you just want to ask something that I can briefly cover in the beginning of another video, just email them to holistica@rawfoods.com, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, be well, and have a great day.